Hey guys, it's Zuen, and today I would like to talk about some DayZ Standalone. Okay, so at the E3 there was a lot of DayZ Standalone things that has been revealed, and so I went and looked at all the interviews I could find on the internet. This goes from blogs to YouTube videos to Twitter to all those kind of resources, and so I've gathered up a lot of things that I would like to talk about that's going to be in this DayZ Standalone, the current state of the DayZ Standalone, the release date, and all those kind of things. I've created a little index that I'm about to show you guys that gives you guys some sort of a reference of what I will be talking about in this video. It's quite a lot of stuff I have to talk about, so get your popcorn, get your coffee, do whatever you want to do, and let's go. So there is around 9 to 10 things I will be talking about. First of all, I will be talking about the animations and the models, the zombies, the crafting system, the looting system, all the buildings, the user interface and the audio, the environment map changes, performance and graphic, a little bit of extra stuff, and just a little last note at the end. So we will be starting with animations and models. Just a small note before I start talking about the animations and models is that this current video was from the actual E3. It was posted on another YouTube channel, but I took that video, so I've put a link in the description for all the interviews on YouTube that I found, so just go check them out if you like. And as I will be talking, you guys can see a little bit of what DayZ Standalone Alpha will be like. Okay, so there has been a lot of animation changes and the models. Now, first of all, they have added so many new changes for the animation. They rebuilt the animations of the characters and the zombies with a new skeleton, which gives them a bigger range of doing all sorts of animations, like creating a new drinking animation, a surrender wave type of a thing. It's pretty cool, as I've seen so far in the videos. The player's animations is a lot better than what it is on Arma 2, but it's not gonna be like Arma 3. It's gonna have more of a civilian type of movement instead of that running simulation of a military person, and that's pretty cool. It gives you that vibe of saying you are a survivor in an apocalypse world. There is all different type of movement speeds they've added. They've added to some sort of a crouch running and a very fast crouch running system. I'm not pretty sure how that's gonna work, but basically you can just do the regular crouch running that you get on Arma 2, but then you get this very fast paced type of that you can also do. Weapons are being added. They are adding completely new weapons that have not been seen in DayZ mod, but they are also remaking all the weapons currently in the DayZ mod, creating it all from scratch, and gonna have a better quality kind of a weapon. And they are doing this also because of the crafting system they are adding. They will be making it where you can add customization to your weapons, and so for this I figured that's why one of the main reasons why they need to recreate the weapon, and I think this is a pretty cool thing that we will see in the DayZ Standalone. Now obviously this is something that's going to be probably in a later release, not going to be in the start of the alpha release, but just thinking of that possibility is very awesome. And in the video I've seen they still have the same backpacks, the Alice pack that they were using. I'm not exactly sure if they have any new type of backpacks that could, you know, maybe do that some sort of a thing, like a little kid's backpack or something like that. So we will just have to wait and see, but so far it still seems like pretty much the same as they used in the mod. They added an awesome jumping system because I freaking hated using the vault to get over walls and such, so I really like the new jumping system. They are also redoing all the vehicles because they want to give you the ability to remove parts from the vehicles, like doors, wheels, or any part like that, like scavenging of vehicles to create your own vehicle, build your own vehicle, fix it, and things like that, making it gives you that good feel of you can basically do whatever you want in this mod. I mean this game, it's not a mod, it's a game, my bad. And that's something that it's gonna be really amazing to see. I really hope they can pull that off, because that's gonna create a totally new genre of any type of game I've ever seen. Now going to my next thing that I want to talk about is the zombies. So like I said, they've created a new skeleton for all the animations, including the zombies. So the zombies animations has been improved a lot. Unfortunately, that I've seen in the release at the E3 is that the zombies still do some sort of a zigzag, but that is only because of its early stages of the whole AI pathing and how the zombies react, because they've created a completely new pathing system for the zombies, and so this is why it's still a bit of a thing they have to play around with. Rocket said himself that they will be changing a lot of things about the zombie as they progress. It's just based on time and planning and seeing what's the best they can add for zombies to make sure it's gonna be as awesome as you guys want it to be, giving you that feel of it is actually a zombie chasing you, not some weird zigzag running kind of a thing. Zombies now also have the ability to knock down players, jump onto players, some sort of a thing like that. Rocket also said that, as you will see in the video, it's not really that much synced in. The synchronization of when the zombies attack you, how far the distance is before they start attacking you, is not well done. That's because they just added this, and now it's time for them just to play around with it and making sure it fits in properly. So they will be fixing that. It's not going to be like that. Don't expect it to be like that. This is an alpha stage of the game, so there will be things like this that's going to be irritating, but at the end of the day, once I pull this off, it's going to be freaking amazing. Rocket also mentioned about the zombies being different, like in some zombies will be slow, weak, strong, fast. That gives a dynamic system of a zombie, so you can't always expect how good the zombie will be. It's not going to be based on that. You will just need to run into a zombie, the zombie will chase you, he's going to be quick, he's going to be slow, he's going to be weak, all those kind of things. I think it will be pretty awesome if they added some sort of a thing where the leg's broken and all those, and there's no head. Well, if there's no head, he's going to be dead. No pun intended on that. The zombies will always be changed, they'll always improve it, because the zombies is it's a different, completely different structure they have to build, and this is what's going to take long. Okay, and now we are at the crafting system. Now, they've showed us only a little bit of the crafting system because it's not completed. They've just recently added it. So far, what I've seen is the maps, map. It's not going to be one full map. It's going to be a map broken up into little bits, like segments, and then as you pick up all these maps, you can put them together using the crafting system, and then it creates this whole feature of a map. And at the end of the day, once you've found all the maps, parts, segments, then it's going to be a complete map of the whole area, the whole Chernarus. So if you're going to pick up a map, you won't even know if it's going to be exactly the one you wanted. So that is very awesome. They've also shown the crafting of using a purification tablet that you can use with water to clean the water to make sure it is clean and healthy and all that. That means there will be chances of getting an infection, drinking water you just picked up in a marker on it. Attachments for weapons is also a crafting possibility. Well, not possibility, that is going to be added, but it has not yet been added. They are still working on this. This is still a work in progress, because as I said, they are recreating all the weapons, and with that, this is why they wanna take some time before they add the crafting for the attachments for weapons. But with that, it's gonna be so much to do. They are really giving us a very broad, dynamic world, apocalypse world of we can basically do whatever we want on this map. That's what they are creating, and I just think this is going to be an amazing game at the end of the day. But it's such a long trip that we will be taking with them. The looting system. Okay, so the looting system that I've seen so far, as you've seen in this video hopefully, is that you'll be able to pick up items by looking at it and then pick up or use it, or you can use the inventory menu to pick up items. But in the inventory menu, you will only be able, on the left side, you will see, once you open that menu on the video, it will show you a few items. This is only the items that your character can see. So if there's items underneath the table, if your character can't see it, it won't be displayed in that list for you to pick up. You need to be prone, looking at that item, for it to be in that list for you to use that. So they've really, like Rocket said, you will really need to scavenge all the houses, look under objects and doors and whatever stuff. to pick up items. That's a really dynamic system they want to add. They're also adding all sorts of random items. I do mean this by saying, if you played Oblivion or Skyrim, you usually get these random items you can pick up, like books or knives or forks or all those kind of things. And Rocket mentioned that he wants to create something. He didn't exactly say these words, but I'm just sort of describing to you that he wants to create some sort of a system like how Oblivion or Skyrim works, or World of Warcraft, for example, since it's going to be an MMO, where you can pick up any sort of item, not just items you will be using, but random items like books. They've shown a very simple, easy example of picking up a book, but the book didn't have anything in it, but that's something like that you can pick up. It fills the looting system a bit more, so you won't just always find what you wanted. It's gonna be some other things as well. Now there is gonna be different inventory slots. It's not gonna be one inventory where you can drop all your items and there you go. Like when you're gonna pick up pants, your pants is gonna have a certain amount of slots where you can put in items. Then your jacket, then you can get a backpack that's gonna have probably the most slots available for you. So if you exchange your shirt with another shirt, your items will not be transferred. You need to transfer those items to your new shirt. It's a really cool system that they are adding. It's also going to be based on a drag and drop. The middle side where all those blocks are, they want to create it like you will be using your 3D avatar, clicking on the shirt you are carrying and dragging it to the side to take it off. You won't be using the blocks to pull it off. That's only for debugging purposes at the moment. He is planning on removing that, so it's only going to be the avatar you will be seeing in the middle, and then you will be dragging the clothes off and all those sorts of things. He also mentioned that there is a possibility in the future of adding a weight system, so it won't be that easy for you just to carry all sorts of items. There will be a weighting system and all those sort of things, which is pretty a cool feature to add because it makes it more a bit realistic. He also mentioned that they are building a server. It's going to be one server that will be controlling all the other servers' looting system, so they can easily manage the economy. It's not going to be one server managing its own economy. It's going to be one server managing all the servers' economy, and that's going to be an awesome thing. So there won't be a lot of DMRs or night visions or any of those things. I don't even know if they're gonna add the DMR. There has been rumors that there won't be DMRs. There will be bolt action snipers and all those, so I guess just time will tell of what kind of weapons they will also be adding. The looting locations are being changed constantly, so expect a dynamic system where the loot can be found. You maybe will be running into a building, there will be all sorts of loot in all sorts of locations. When you go back to that building another time, it will be completely different, and that's the sort of system apparently they want to add so far of what they've said and what I've read. The dynamic they are building into DayZ is really gonna be awesome. Oh, my tongue is just getting lazy at the moment, my bad. So the dynamic system they are adding is really gonna make us keep on playing the game, not being bored, but this is still in the alpha. All these things I'm mentioning is only gonna be added as time progresses and once the game is released. Now the buildings. Okay, so you will be scavenging loot inside the buildings and vehicles, like I've said, like you've seen probably in all the other interviews. You will be looking on the furniture objects for loot. Rocket also mentioned that all the buildings have been changed more or less. At least 95% of all the buildings are enterable. Some of the big buildings is still in a work in progress, but so far basically we'll be able to run into any building and find loot in there. That is going to be awesome. The market that they are using at the moment is pretty much from the original Arma 2, but Rocket wants to change that or modify it at least, because he doesn't like how the market looks at the moment. So it will be pretty cool if they would change that at some point. Okay, now we are moving over to the user interface and the audio. If you guys have seen this now, that there is no user interface at the right side. There's no way of showing what your health is, your hunger, your food, I just said that, your thirst, the noise you're making, the sight, all those kind of things are being removed completely. It will all be based on actual sounds in game and the visual of the game. At the bottom left there will be an output text displaying and saying like, hey, you are starting to be hungry, or you are bleeding, you broke your bone, you have a splinter. You can actually get splinters, by the way. All those kind of things is going to be at the bottom left output text. It's also, the output text is mainly so it's easier for you to know what's going on with the character, and also for anybody that's hearing impaired or a poor eyesight or anything like that, that they are really looking at all the possibilities, making sure anybody is able to play this. They're also making it stream and YouTube friendly, so any big YouTuber or streamer will be able to go into a server, play the server, and nobody will know they are in the server. And that's gonna be a freaking awesome thing, because at the moment there's a lot of problems with people finding streamers, servers, bombarding it, just giving the streamers and the viewers a bad time. So them looking into something like this is pretty cool. One disappointment I've seen so far is the fact that they are using the same footstep sounds and the same zombie sound. I was hoping for having new type of sounds like they added in Arma 3, but unfortunately so far they are using the exact same audio. That sort of sucks, but hopefully they might change it, improve it, or maybe just alter the sounds a bit, because I mean in the current state of the DayZ mod, when you go into a building, that audio sound is so loud of you going upstairs. It's so ridiculous. So I'm hoping for them to fix that. So there will be no more chat at the bottom left. It's only going to be the output for your own purposes. So they will be using this radio system. I'm still a bit unclear about that, but basically you will be able to pick up a radio and contact people with that. If you don't have like earphones plugged into the radio, people will be able to hear the radio if they are close by. So that's a pretty cool thing. They are adding some in some way, but that is still a bit of a dark side for me, where I don't exactly know what's going to happen there. Okay, the environment and map changes. So, well, they did not show this, but they mentioned this at E3, is you will be able to pick up rocks for crafting, chop wood at trees. They've created new grass. It looks a bit better. Now, they want to give us this some sort of, like they said, Minecraft feel of where we are able to interact with the world, the actual earth and everything. Hopefully we will be able to plant a few things and such. We found seeds or anything like that, but so far we were able to pick up stuff for crafting purposes. Also, they went into a satellite mode, and what I've seen with that is it will be harder to see the ground from the sky up, and I think that's going to be awesome. So if you're in a chopper, you won't be able, if they are going to add choppers, but I believe they will, you won't be able to see anything on the ground that easily between wood. And I think if they do this like I've seen in the video, then it's going to be awesome, because at the current state of the mod, if you're in a chopper, you are able to see where tents are, vehicles are that are in woods that's supposed to be hidden. So if they add this, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. So they've shown a swamp that's between Electro and Cherno, I believe. That looks really cool. They have added the ship back. I don't know if you've seen the ship before, but basically they've added the ship. It's enterable, and they want to create this some sort of a feel where there's loot inside of it, and you can fortify up this sort of a broken down ship and make it your own, make it your clans, and people can come and attack it. You know, that's some sort of a feel they are adding to it, and I really like that. They also mentioned the possibility of adding prisons, and they mentioned castles. So hopefully we will be able to see new sorts of castles, and then maybe see a few prisons. That will be kind of cool. I'll put up a link in the description for you guys to see how the map has changed. Also, because they've mentioned up north, they've added all new sorts of pathings and such. So the top north that was usually dead and no roads, they're adding more roads and stuff to it. So there's going to be more activity at the top, more buildings, more towns. They're adding more cities. In fact, I believe they're adding one close to Cherno itself. So it's going to be two big cities next to each other. That's going to be kind of interesting to think about it, because they already have Electra and Cherno very close to each other. That are two big cities, and then they're adding a third additional one close to Cherno that's also going to be pretty much big from the footage I've seen. So that will be pretty much a high active traffic area for any players. That's my belief. And they're obviously the airfields will still be busy, but since they are making it so dynamic, I think maybe hopefully the players will be running more around the whole map instead of just being in the main city. Your character, like Rockets mentioned this quite a few times, your character will grow based on how you play, the environment changes and effects that makes your character get scars and stuff like that. So your character's visual will change as you play. Who knows, maybe they will grow hair. Performance and graphics. This is the main concern everybody has, because with Arma 2, Arma 3 and with DayZ especially, the performance is shit. You can have a monster PC and still you can't play the game because it's shit. The optimization is shit. That's basically what it is. But what they've said, what they've shown at E3 looks promising to know that the performance and graphics, or mainly the performance, is something that they are looking at, because Rocket said that there is currently 100,000 items spawned in this map he was playing on, with all the zombies spawned in all the towns, and still he did not lag once. I did not see any frame drop so far in the video, so for me the performance is running very good based on that. Also, he mentioned that they will be using DirectX 9 instead of 11 because their aim is to support older PC versions as well. For some people you might think this is a disappointment. I agree, because you spend probably thousands or hundreds upgrading your computer and now all of a sudden they are using DirectX 9 instead of 11. But then again, this is an MMO, and like World of Warcraft for example, is probably still using DirectX 9 instead of 11 as well. And they are just making sure everybody has the possibility of playing it, because not everybody have that sort of a money to build a monster PC just to play a game. So they are really looking at everybody, making sure everybody will be able to play. But you know, you can't always please everybody. That's just unfortunately how it is. The client will not be doing all the process. The server will be doing this from now on. This is how it's supposed to be on Arma, but unfortunately that's not the case. So after the MMO structure is fully built for the Arma the DayZ standalone, my apologies, then they will look into giving the low graphic settings not such a big advantage over the high graphic settings. What I mean by this is, people that put their graphic settings on the lowest has a bigger advantage of killing players with high graphic settings. This is so unfair at the moment, and this is something they will be looking into, but not at the current alpha stage, because they have other things to attend to. Like, the main important thing is creating the MMO structure. Now I just want to say a few last things before I end this video. It's been quite a long time. I've been talking a lot, my mouth is dry, my tongue is tired, and all I want to say now is they've mentioned that night vision will be extremely rare. It will be monitored by the server, making sure not everybody has that. If you shoot somebody in the face that has night vision, there is a very big chance of it being broken, the night vision. They also created a quick action bar at the bottom, as you have seen, that's gonna give us quicker access to using some things that's in our backpack. That's pretty awesome, like opening a map, drinking water, eating, something that DayZ has at the moment. That's what they are adding, and this is pretty much what any MMO has, is a quick action bar. Being an MMO, you need to be quick, and so you don't have time opening a backpack, getting something, eating it, drinking it. This is something that they are focusing on as well. The damage control, it has been redone from scratch. The unconscious system is currently being rebuilt from scratch. So they removed that for now, because it was a bit unfair for DMR to shoot you. You pass out for a very long time and you don't have any ability of helping yourself. You're just gonna be lying there for a minute and then the DMR comes running up and kill you. So they have removed that, redoing that. The bleeding is being redone from scratch as well for some reason. I'm guessing that's animation based, and detecting where you have been shot, what kind of a blood it's gonna be spatting out or anything like that. And also a very interesting thing they've mentioned is the EpiPen. An EpiPen will be used for allergies or anything like that, so it means that your character will be able to catch up not only in an infection from the zombies, but an infection or allergies or any kind of sickness, really giving us that full feature of a real life system. They also mentioned some sort of a hunting system. It hasn't been fully revealed yet. They haven't really talked a lot about this, but some sort of a hunting system that I think will be pretty cool. So that means they might be adding all sorts of animals, not just the ones we see in the current mod, but maybe some lions or bears or sharks or anything like that, you know, could be a possibility since they mentioned a hunting system. Okay, just to give you guys a small ending note, that this is a DayZ alpha release that will be coming soon, so don't expect a lot of things at the beginning, because Rocket really wants to create that old DayZ feel at the beginning once it's released. So from that they will be releasing a few features as they progress, and then so DayZ will grow at the end. There is no fixed release date of when DayZ will be released, but hopefully still the June-July release date seems very possible. Rocket doesn't want to give us a fixed date because he doesn't want to disappoint us at the end when he has to maybe postpone the release date. Time will tell if it's gonna be June, July or not. And this is pretty much all I wanted to talk about. They said that DayZ might go to consoles once it's successful on PC, but this is probably gonna be in later in the future. It's not gonna be anytime soon, because there's still a lot of things they need to complete before the PC version is even close to being done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been a long time talking. I'm tired. I wanna go drink a lot of water and just rest and let my tongue sleep or something. So please rate, subscribe, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.